You know how it says in the Ten Commandments to not make a graven image of God, a concrete, three-dimensional conceptualization of God. Because God is not a 3D concept. It cannot be set in stone. That's the irony of the commandments being set in stone. God cannot be set in stone as a three-dimensional object. And all those who attempt to do so are getting into error. You know, you're probably aware that no one will quite have the same perception that you have of yourself. It's impossible to share the same perception of how we perceive ourselves or even how we perceive another person. There are no two perceptions in this world that are identically the same. That's just the way it works. That's just the way uniqueness works. How is it then that somehow we have accepted the idea that we can cast God in the 3D image of Jesus and make that the iconic image of God in this three-dimensional world? And not, as you know, everyone has even a different perception of that man, of that image of Jesus. No two perceptions will ever be the same. And so what man has done is, in a very subtle form, has decided, let's cast the image of God as Jesus Christ, the man Jesus Christ, the long-haired, bearded, white, Caucasian Jesus, or even if he has brown skin. The point I am making is we were never meant to do that, because it leads to idolatry and it leads to tyranny. Since none of us can share in the same perception, even about what we perceive God to be, we need to give each other grace and leeway and permission to experience God in such a way that is unique to us. If you make claim that your experience with God is the only true experience with God, which at some level is true, because we can only experience God at our personal level. But if we try to impose that on everyone else, and in the same vein invalidate everyone else's experience of God, that is no good. That is error. There is a purpose why God commanded not to make a graven image. Because God is a fluid idea, a fluid concept, a fluid consciousness. I am experiencing God as me through my body, through my perception, through my consciousness, in a very unique way. And so are you. But the difference is, in the maturity that I have reached now, is I can allow everyone to have their unique experience with God and as God in their human vessel. I don't go to war with people over their image of God or perception of God. I don't go to war with people over their perception of Jesus. Yes, I make videos about Jesus, but I'm going to war against the narrow-mindedness that people in their insecurity have formed around their God experience. What I'm asking is that you become a little more open-minded and give grace and allowance and honor, above all honor, to others who are perceiving and experiencing this world and God through their unique eyes. When we all would understand that we all are experiencing God as God in our unique bodies, we can end the warring, we can end the factions, because then we can truly say Namaste. I honor the God that is in you. I honor the God that I see in you, even though it looks different from mine. That's the consciousness we will need to bring peace amongst each other, to bring peace to this earth. So don't make a graven image out of your perception. Allow it to be fluid and move in between all the perceptions of everyone else and love one another. Honor and love and respect one another. Sometimes people will allow you to have another perspective and perception and experience, but deep down they despise your experience because it doesn't match theirs. Right? So honor from an open heart is different than tolerance. But when you secretly despise the difference, don't despise. Learn to honor, learn to love truly, authentically. I need to add a little comment at the end here about the casting God into a graven image. What Christianity has done by sending out missionaries around the world to spread and distribute this idolatry. What Christianity has attempted is to get everyone to perceive the same thing in the same way. And that's impossible. It's simply impossible. So don't go out on a mission to get people to see God the way you see it. Don't go out with the intent to convince people and get them to perceive the mystery in the same way you do. It's impossible, and you're not meant to do that. Go out and tell everybody that God is expressing in a unique way within them, within you, as you. That way, everybody gets a fair chance at this mystery game. So don't go out and make idolaters and adherents to the same three-dimensional perception. Allow uniqueness. Allow individuality of the same consciousness.